Hi class, we are now in week 7 of our course and we will be covering chapter 10 this week. And if you haven't finished up with chapter 9 work, specifically the chapter 9 quiz, you will have time for that this week as well. This week for class in chapter 10, we have a two-part assignment where you will complete a class discussion, and then you're going to have multiple choice matching and some open-ended questions to complete from your text. And then you'll have time to finish your chapter 9 quiz if you have not yet taken it, and there is a chapter 10 quiz. So that pretty much sums up the week. We're lucky in that we're only covering one chapter this week and giving a little time to finish up chapter 9. I just wanted to mention a few things about our information in our assigned material this week. As I talked about, there's some chapter 10 homework here, questions in the text, and it's in regards to our chapter, which our chapter emphasizes computer information systems. And I just wanted to talk about a couple of items from our chapter. Specifically computer information systems. I wanted to highlight the fact that every organization, businesses, nonprofits, governmental, etc., have to have a computer information system in place. And those computer information systems collect their data, and the size and complexity of those information systems is going to depend on the organization and the size of the organization. For example, the college has an information system right now. It's called RogueNet, where it does all of our accounting functions, but it also has areas in there where we track people's schedules, and we can print transcripts from, and you can do advising from there. And then human resources uses it, and so it's a multifunctional computer information system where all department information goes into the same system and serves various functions and decision-making functions and reporting functions. We are actually changing computer systems. We're in the process of doing it now because ours, called RogueNet, is no longer going to be in business anymore. And it's a huge undertaking for the college right now. And we are going through that and changing. So anyway, that's an example of a rather large computer information system. A smaller business could use something like QuickBooks. I'm going to go ahead and show you an example here of QuickBooks. QuickBooks is not as robust of a computer information system, and it's mainly used to track the accounting of a business. That is discussed in the chapter that an accounting system is what's called a transaction system, where you are recording the transactions of a business. That said, most accounting systems are have enough function in them that you do more than just accounting. For instance, this is QuickBooks Online here, and you'll see it's a company called Craig's Design and Landscaping Services, but he can use it. It's a database in there where you keep track of all of your accounting transactions, which is like your sales and your expenses of your business. But as you do that, you also keep track of, I'm going to go here and click on vendors, and you have all of your vendors in here, and you have basically a database of all of your vendors. So if you ever needed to go to create, let's say, an email listing, or a report with all of their phone numbers so you could call all of your vendors, you can do that. It's got all of that information in there. Same with like your customers. You record your sales in an accounting software, but then you also keep all of that customer information system. So if you were customer information in your system, so if you ever needed to contact customers, you have that in there. And you'll see in this, not only can you create accounting reports, standard things like a profit and loss statement or a balance sheet, But there's a bunch of other reports that you can create in here that pull from that database. Um, you could find, who were your top customers. This is custom reports here that you can create your own custom reports. But you can see here there's all these different kinds of reports off of not only the financial and accounting data, but you can, because you have all these other items in there, such as your vendors, your customers, here's workers, you can keep all of your employee information there in there as well. You can come up with different reports for other uses in your business as well. And for a small company, having something like an accounting software like this, they may not really need another software and can save money. Now, for a bigger company, you may need something bigger like what the college has, or what like a hospital has, where their computer system serves various functions. All right, so computer information systems. I just have a couple notes for you here. There's a great figure on figure 10.6 in your text. And it shows these four systems, or discusses them, and this will also be part of your homework assignment, that you'll need to discuss these systems. But these systems here kind of start from the lower level and work their way up in the organization, and that's what that figure has. But you start with your transaction processing system, which records your day-to-day transactions. So QuickBooks that I just showed you there is a transaction processing system where you can record your day-to-day transactions, such as your bills and your sales and whatnot. Then we have the management information system, which summarizes that for the middle management level decision making. And that QuickBooks, as I showed you, has all those reports there, can kind of serve that function as well. Also in decision support system, where you use the data from the transaction processing system, and you can use that to make middle management decisions. Again, not all accounting softwares are as good as others. Some of them you may not be able to create those wide range of decision-making reports, but some of them you can. And it just depends on the complexity of the system. All right, so then finally at the top level there, you have an executive support system that uses all the data from all of your systems. So maybe it's all rolled into one system, but then again, maybe you have a couple of systems to be able to create all of the information needed for your organization. But the executive support system uses all of that data and external data, and can put it together in a highly summarized form to make those top-end, high-level executive decisions, which usually aren't your day-to-day supervisor-type decisions. Those are, creating those long-range strategic plans, that kind of data. So again, many computer information systems can handle all these functions. Other organizations will maybe have a transaction processing system, but then also need other systems to be able to have all of this. All right, so just a few things about computer information systems. Every organization needs one, and it's the backbone of an organization. The better system you have, the better it's going to be able to work for the business. So it's important to have one that works for your business and that has the needed functionality. All right, so let me go back to our week 7. Week 7 has homework out of the book, and then the discussion for this week is on artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence, I want you to go ahead and research what it is and find a specific example of it to discuss. It's related to this chapter because it falls in line with the computer information systems. A lot of computer information systems use artificial intelligence. So I want you to just do a little bit of research to learn more about it, find a specific example of it, And then I want you to write a couple of paragraphs describing your example of artificial intelligence and what it is used for. So for that, I went ahead and just Googled artificial intelligence, and I came up with this site here. This is good. It kind of gives you a definition here, um, and it gives some examples. So here are some examples, but there's many, many more out there that when you Google artificial intelligence or examples of artificial intelligence, that you'll find them out there. Siri is one of them, and I know in one of our previous discussions we looked at that a little bit as a personal assistant anyway. So that's one example of artificial intelligence. But there's many more. Tesla uses artificial intelligence in their cars. They even talk about Netflix using it, Pandora, all kinds of examples here. So go ahead and use this discussion as a chance for you to not only learn a little bit more about artificial intelligence, but find an example of something that may interest you and discuss that with the class. So yeah, that's our week this week. If you have any questions, please let me know.